Welcome to part 2. Let's just jump right into it. Not to be confused with Scrooge 1913, Scrooge 1951, Scrooge 1970, or Scrooged from 1988, this Scrooge is a 1935 adaptation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Story. And don't get me started on how many adaptations there are of that. God, imagine spending time watching and comparing every adaptation of that. Everyone knows this story, right? Scrooge is a miserly and miserable old man who gets visited by 3 ghosts who, after making him confront his past, present, and future, ultimately convince him to change his ways for the better.
Every fool who goes about saying Merry Christmas should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of olive to his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew!
This was made in the 30s. In fact, it's one of the first sound versions, so they weren't going to start making drastic changes to the story. Which isn't a bad thing. In fact, this might be the first good movie I've talked about. Seymour Hicks makes a pretty good Scrooge, and it captures the warm feelings I associate with the story. I do prefer how later adaptations actually put Scrooge in the memory of his past. Here the ghost just shows it through a flashback without any comments. It's like we're watching a scene from another movie. So that's a stylistic choice I think doesn't work as well because it's not putting Scrooge, in addition to the audience, in the scene to make it more personal. There is a charm to seeing such an early adaptation like this, so it's not that big of a deal breaker. It's probably not one of the best adaptations. It's genuinely difficult to get any better than the Muppet version. But I felt like I was turning into Scrooge myself until now with all these bad movies, so I was pleasantly surprised by something this competent.
Merry Christmas to all the world. Happy New Year to everyone. God bless us all.
Oh yeah, the cut of this movie that's on this set has random jump cuts. Find it online if you're gonna check this one out. Beyond Tomorrow. Released in 1940, this film's plot is a twist on A Christmas Carol. Instead of one old miserable man, there are 3 nice old men. After dying in an off-screen plane crash, they come back as ghosts to help a couple stay together. The man is a popular singer, and the old ghosts do what they can to prevent the entertainment industry from using him. The 3 of them better hurry, though. They're all on a time limit to get the relationship resolved because they have to go to heaven soon. Beyond Tomorrow is fine. It's shot okay, the performances are charming when paired with the bubbly music that accentuates every action.
What's she gonna say about me?
Oh, I don't know. She'll probably say,
The way everything gets wrapped up is, frankly, pretty fucking terrible. Major spoilers for a nearly 100-year-old movie. Jimmy here is about to get swept up into the world of showbiz with a woman who's using him. And in the final 5 minutes of the movie, this other guy, who wanted the part that Jimmy has, shows up and shoots both of them. It's fucking ridiculous and comes almost out of nowhere. The woman has like no chance to come back because, quote,
she had no soul at all to go on with.
There is this really sweet scene where the second old man is summoned to heaven where he meets his younger brother again, and he says their mother is waiting for them. It's sad that he can't stick around to resolve the couple's problem, but there's something really nice about how it's all presented. It got me. Next to Scrooge, this is debatably one of the better movies on this set. Terrible ending aside, it's fine. In another timeline, this is on the sci-fi box set because of the fantasy element, and I'd be complaining about that. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with Christmas either, outside of a couple scenes, but it's sometimes re-released as Beyond Christmas, so what do I know?
Merry Christmas.
It's another repurposed episode of Westinghouse's Studio One, and like Hunters and Halo, this next part comes in pairs. Okay, in English, I'm talking about 2 movies. Here we have an adaptation of Little Women, Please Don't Click Off the Video, a late 1860s novel that follows 4 teenagers, Joe, Meg, Beth, and Amy, as they face the expectations of being female in America. I held off on covering this one until now because, realizing I'd have nothing to say if I didn't, I decided to read a bit of the source material. I don't want to turn this into a book club session, so all I'll say is, I like it. The characters are vividly described, and I wanted to see where every chapter was going. It's like it's a classic for a reason or something. I'm spoiling myself on the rest of the story though, I didn't have time to finish it, so I gotta watch these movies now. I hate my job sometimes. Chronologically, we start with Meg's story, and there's a problem already. I know kids looked older in the 50s, but these are all adult actresses, very clearly so. One is supposed to be as young as 13. Little Women is literal in this case. It's weird seeing grown adults act like kids.
Anyone would think you were a boy. I wish I were. I hate being ladylike and polite.
Anyways, the only thing that qualifies this for this collection is the opening scene in the first movie, which takes place during Christmas. Outside of the generic theme of giving, in the novel the girls give their Christmas morning meal to a poor family. From what I read, the broader story has nothing to do with Christmas. Even that scene isn't properly represented in this adaptation. In the novel, the girls willingly give up their meals, while here their mother gave it to the family off-screen, meaning our principal characters don't get to learn a lesson. It says something that I got more invested in the book than these adaptations, despite them ostensibly going over the same story. The novel was able to revel in interesting details that the movie blazes past so it can fit a 400-page story into 2 hours. We're seeing snapshots of the events without the tissue connecting them, and it makes the story come off as disjointed and rushed while simultaneously boring as fuck. Mill Creek also left in the sponsor segments in these, which are, unironically, the most fun I had. I'm praising the commercials over the special they're attached to. This is dire.
Westinghouse set, like all new Westinghouse television sets, has more.
What you're about to hear is a play-by-play of my initial reaction to this movie. It starts in— ow! My ears! Okay, this zooming out shot feels kinda creepy. There's a kid just oh no, he's singing. Oh no, he is singing. Oh god, this is a musical. A Hallmark movie of all things, set during -1 BC. The Littlest Angel is about a boy named Michael and— it's called The Littlest Angel for a reason. This is officially the darkest thing I've talked about. This happened in the book it's adapting too, but it's even worse there because Michael was only 4 years old. Here he got beefed up to 8.
I've never seen a little boy as fast as you are.
Good god, 1969 blue screens. The obvious thing would be to point out how bad this looks, but I'm gonna be pretentious and say it actually kind of helps the atmosphere. There's a sad yet upbeat air to the whole thing, considering the subject matter. And the casual way everyone acts adds to it in a weirdly good way. Heaven is presented as a chill place where everyone sings all the time. Michael's told the whole time he can't go home either, and it just sends a chill down my spine. I wasn't familiar with the source material at all, so I was just taking it all in as its own thing. If the intent was to be melancholic, it worked. No compliments for the fucking dialogue, though.
Oh, I love little boys. The way they run and jump, the noises they make.
Oh my god. Michael gets assigned a guardian angel named Patience, played by the old man from Pet Sematary, also Herman Munster from The Munsters, I guess, Fred Gwynn, who takes him around to learn about heaven and see a bunch of musical numbers.
And now, Michael, you and I are going to sit back and relax while lots of wonderful things happen by.
The music in this musical ranges from passable to almost catchy to terrible. No shade against child actor Johnny Whitaker, I just don't think he was given A+ material. Wait, he was the old man with a soul patch and a talking cat? How the hell did that happen? The whole cast is stacked too. E.G. Marshall, Fred Gwynn, these are all established actors here, and they're all dressed up as angels in front of blue screens. Anyways, everyone here is doing their best to cram these lyrics into the melodies, and I really can't blame anyone but the songwriter for how clunky it is. Sometimes there are banger lines like this.
Go on, soar, I implore. Get your feet up off the floor. Heaven's an open door.
But most of the time it's this.
Where is blue? Where is blue? Where is the blue that I always knew?
I'm not an armchair music critic. I'm a YouTube personality with an inflated ego. So the particulars of how bad it is are lost on me. I do know it makes me feel bad though.
Wait until you see him after flying class, sir. You'll be a changed little fellow. Driver, I know boys. They all change once they've flown.
Stop it! Stop! Stop!
No,
Stop it!
Stop!
They had to have realized how creepy the dialogue is, right? There's no way they couldn't have known. There's a connotation of being an angel, meaning being a grown-up, and the implications that gives the dialogue is just the worst.
The truth, you know, down deep in your heart, is that you're not a little boy anymore. Michael. You're an angel.
In a collection with Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, this might be the most off-putting movie here. Sorry if I'm shitting over someone's childhood, but to me there's no other word for this but painful. The music sucks, the dialogue is creepy, The Littlest Angel is bad. It's a bad movie. I want to wash away the feelings of whatever that was. Let's take a step back from the features for a second and look at some of the cartoons. I don't expect much more than the old public domain stuff, and I'm not going to go into every single one. I guess I'll just start at random here. How about Little Match Girl? This story's a bummer, but it'll be interesting to see it depicted in animation. Wait, this is live action. Where's the cartoon? The box said there were 27 cartoons. I'm used to Mill Creek lying like this, what with 10 of the sci-fi box set movies being Jungle Adventure and Hercules films, but I'm kinda taken aback by them not being truthful about the medium here. Here are some stats. Out of the 27 shorts here, only 10 are animated. That's incredible. I knew Saint Nick was hiding something, that smug prick. Considering they used a print of Beast from Haunted Cave with a giant booger embedded into the reel, I'm also willing to bet they didn't check to see if what they had were cartoons or not.
Goodbye, Kitty. Goodbye, Santa Claus.
The 17 live-action entries here range from serials that would play before movies in the 40s, creepy Christian music videos that are just waiting to be repurposed for an analog horror series, and there's one starring baby chimps. Badass, but pretty dated. Okay, how do I worm my way out of watching all of these? That was a script note that wasn't supposed to be read aloud. It's called I watched 12 Christmas movies, not I watched 39 Christmas features. Yeah, there we go.
I need you tonight. Whoa!
I'm bored. Here's the scary Mexican Santa Claus movie. So there's a lot to unpack with our final movie, 1959's Santa Claus. You might have already heard of it. It's a bit more infamous than these other titles. If not, then you wouldn't assume much from the title. It's not as descriptive a title as Santa Claus Wipes Out the Martians, but it's got stuff like this in it.
Ouch! Oh, ow!
If you've never seen this before, then you're in for a ride. Santa doesn't live in the North Pole, but instead a castle in space floating directly above it. He doesn't have elves. He has children from all over the world in a place called Toyland, making everything for him. This scene didn't age the best.
Talented children from the Orient.
Every extra minute this scene goes on, I can't help but wonder if these kids are here of their own free will, but that's the obvious observation, isn't it? To jump to something weird and creepy like that. He has 3 representative children who help him throughout the movie, so they're probably here for voluntary reasons. The incessant narration brings up England, but we never see them. Guess we were spared from what this movie thinks the British look like. The entire continent of Africa was unfortunately not spared. Scooting past that ball of concentrated racism, you ever wanted to see how Santa knows if you've been good or bad? He has an eye telescope that can spy on every child on Earth, and a giant ear satellite that can read minds, and a giant mouth that relays it back to him.
I've got it. We'll break our neighbor's windows. Yeah, and we'll steal that kid's toys. He's got a lot of them.
If I talked about all of Santa's friends and feats, I'd be here for a while. Merlin the Magician is involved. I don't have time to get into Merlin.
Hurry, Mr. Merlin! This is no time to play horsey. Santa's in danger!
Opposing Santa is a minion of Satan, a silly little imp named Pitch. He's tasked with influencing every child on Earth to become rude so Santa can't give them any presents. He seems to only succeed in convincing like 3, though.
All my friends can ignore the devil. All they need to win is to be good in spirit. Tough luck, Pitch.
See, this is the kind of shit I find entertaining. Seeing how someone reinterprets tried and tired Christmas lore. It'd be much more boring if it was more traditional. Maybe less racist and creepy, not always a guarantee with the former considering it was the 50s, but much less interesting to talk about. The Littlest Angel was the scarier movie anyways.
Hurry up, my children. Get on with your packing. It's the night for Santa Claus to fill all those stockings.
What separates this from dull slogs like Santa Claus beats every Martian to death with his bare hands is the back-to-back crazy stuff. The best bad movies reinvent themselves every other scene, and the crazy stuff to runtime ratio on this one is high. It's bizarre, so conceptually strange at times that even commenting on it would be redundant because it's self-evident, but it gives me so much more to talk about. So many weird clips I can show without full context. Thank you, scary Mexican Santa Claus movie. Your gift to me was saving my video. So, in conclusion to the whole project, just watch the Mexican Santa Claus movie. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas! Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Sorry if it seems a little rushed, it very much is. I'm doing a lot more side work at the end of the year here to make ends meet, so I wanted to get these out as soon as possible. But yeah, thanks to every patron here. Thank you so much for dealing with my weird schedule. And here is a special shout out to top patrons. _ It's Missing, Eric Lutz, Swansea, Aotis, Gojira King, Iron Knight, Zebolt, Sammy Likes Toku, Adelaide, Tato Salad, Serix, NerdyGamer556, Neon Yaminair, J-King, Mech, Celis Ortesia, Greninja Zack, Old Metal Possum, Solid Lib, Kadorian, Mego Muddy, Ham Daddy, Lobotomy Blues, Cool Bell Zero, Eric Guzda, Janos Firewalker, Easterman, Jacob Hinch, Dude Bro, Alistair Gilmore, Seamus Kelly, Fujoshi Urinal, Milan Nguyen, Irrelevant 402, Hey I'm Mooney, Krazak53, Queer Kaiju, Chronicler Waba, Ryan Santa Cruz, Avok Robot, Godzilla Rich, It's Godz, and Actual Dimetrodon, CMG, Red Comet Harry, and Marpzilla. Thank you all very much, have a happy new year, have a happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, and I hope I can continue to make entertaining videos. Have a good year.